Civil rights training for the National School Lunch Program. The purpose of this presentation is to convey policy and provide guidance to ensure compliance with Prohibition Against Discrimination in the National School Lunch Program, or NSLP. What is discrimination? Discrimination is defined as the act of distinguishing one person or group of persons from others, either intentionally, by neglect, or by the effect of actions or lack of actions based on their protected basis. In the National School Lunch, School Breakfast, and After School Snack programs, there are 6 identified protected classes or prohibited bases. They are race, color, national origin, sex, disability, and age. Compliance with the rules and regulations are part of the process of learning about these elements in this training. The 6 areas of compliance in civil rights and non-discrimination are notification system, data collection, areas of training that must be conducted annually, types of compliance reviews that may be expected, how to recognize and handle civil rights complaints, and assurances. Public notification. It is important to make sure that people who are eligible to participate in the program know how they can participate. To operate the NSLP, a sponsor must have a public notification system. The purpose of the system is to inform applicants, participants, and potentially eligible persons of the program availability, program rights and responsibilities, the policy of non-discrimination, and the procedure for filing a complaint. Program availability. To inform the public of the program availability, make the information available through public communication methods such as press releases to multiple outlets, radio, television, social media, and internet. In July, the Food, Nutrition, and Wellness Division sends out a statewide public media release for the National School Lunch Program. And Justice for All poster. Next, we will discuss the non-discrimination poster. The And Justice for All poster must be posted in a prominent location at the point of service. The poster is a part of the public notification process as it gives both the rights and responsibilities as well as a way to file a complaint to the students. The non-discrimination statement must be on all public printed program material, including, at a minimum, the front page of a district or school's website. Limited English Proficiency, LEP. Limited English Proficiency persons must be part of the public notification strategy. It is important to take reasonable steps to provide announcements and materials to those possible program participants that are LEP. Failing to provide services to limited English proficiency potentially eligible persons, applicants, and participants, or denying them access to the NSLP may be discriminating on the basis of national origin. Collection and use of data. School officials must collect racial and ethnic data on children applying and participating in the free or reduced price meal programs on an annual basis. The method of collecting this data must either be voluntary, self-identified by the applicant on the application, or identified through visual or personal knowledge by a school official. The information collected must be submitted annually. Training. Civil rights training is required for all staff on an annual basis. Training must be documented and kept on file by the sponsor. Topics to be covered in the sponsor's training for staff should include collection and use of data, effective public notification systems, complaint procedures, compliance review techniques, resolutions of noncompliance, requirements for reasonable accommodation of persons with disabilities, requirements for language assistance, conflict resolution, and customer service. Recognizing a civil rights discrimination complaint. A civil rights discrimination complaint can be verbal or written, must be discrimination based on one or more of the six protected classes, can be made to any staff or volunteer at the sponsor site, the Florida Department of Agriculture, or the USDA. Specific complaint process and procedure must be followed. When there is a complaint to be made, it is important that the person taking the complaint does so consistently. The best way to be consistent is to use a prototype form. When collecting the information, be sure to practice good customer service techniques. Most importantly, be sure to write down the following information from the person filing the complaint: the contact information, the nature of the alleged incident, any additional information that the person would like to include. Handling the complaint. There is a prototype complaint of discrimination form in FANS under downloaded forms that should be used for this purpose. An individual has 180 days to file a complaint from the date of the alleged discriminatory incident or action. The sponsor must contact the Division of Food, Nutrition, and Wellness immediately. Food, Nutrition, and Wellness Division must notify the USDA of the complaint within 3 days. Complaint investigation and resolution will be determined by the USDA. Compliance reviews. 3 compliance reviews are conducted. The pre-approval compliance review. This review is conducted by the state agency. They will review the civil rights compliance questionnaire submitted by the sponsor. Also, during an on-site review, they will check for civil rights compliance. The post-award compliance review. This review is also conducted by the state agency. During the administrative review, the state will review the sponsor's civil rights documentation and observe the meal service to ensure civil rights compliance. The special compliance review. This review is conducted by the USDA. These reviews are conducted when a significant civil rights concern has been identified in relation to the National School Lunch Program. A special compliance review is conducted when a particular group in a specific area is not benefiting from the program. Reports of alleged noncompliance are made by the media, grassroots organizations, or advocacy groups. Reports of alleged noncompliance are made by other agencies, or patterns of complaints of discrimination have been documented. Assurances. Most importantly, a civil rights assurance is incorporated in all agreements between the state agency and sponsor. This is to ensure all children have access to the program and its benefits. Printable forms and more information may be found at the USDA's Civil Rights webpage. The Limited English Proficiency website is also available with assistance and tools for use. Customer service is oftentimes the key to both limiting the number of complaints that you receive, but also effectively handling the complaint once it has been received. Bill Gates once said, "Your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of knowledge." We can learn a great deal from customers who are unhappy, and this can help us improve our process both at providing customer service and improving program performance. Good customer service is important. It has often been identified that many of the civil rights complaints received are actually customer service complaints. If we treat others as we want to be treated, the complaints could be limited or minimized. Some of the steps to good customer service when processing a civil rights complaint are: acknowledge the person making the complaint as the unique customer that they are and recognize that they have a need to express the complaint to you as the program operator. Customers may feel that they have been treated inappropriately rudely, or in a discourteous manner. Recognize and acknowledge these facts about their feelings. It will validate what the customer is feeling and help you resolve the issue more quickly. Try to empathize with the way the customer feels. Using such language as, I can see how frustrating this is for you, or I can see this makes you feel upset, helps increase the empathy between you and the client. No matter how hard it is, stop talking and start listening. Many times, customers feel when they have a complaint they are requesting additional services, they are not being heard, which may escalate the situation. If you practice good listening skills, the customer may feel that they are heard, and that may be all they are looking for. Good listening techniques. Practices in good listening techniques can include concentrate on the person and what they are saying, eliminate any distractions for you and them so that you can focus on what they are saying, maintain eye contact with the individual, nod occasionally, use affirming language, and validate that you are listening and recognizing their feelings and the situation. Finally, do not try to limit what the individual would like to tell you or try to guide what they are saying. Behaviors to avoid. Avoid these negative behaviors when dealing with customers, particularly customers that you're receiving complaints from. Acting as if you do not care about what the customer is expressing, rushing or giving the customer the brush off, coldness or lack of empathy and engagement. Avoid using the rule book. I can't help you because the rule states, or they won't let me because. Do not give them the runaround or delay addressing their concerns. Complaints can cause conflict. Sometimes the complaints can lead to conflict. It will be important to know and practice conflict resolution prior to recording and reporting the complaint. Additionally, complaint resolution oftentimes can't occur at the time of the complaint. Therefore, management of additional interactions with the person will be important. The customer's behavioral response to the complaint may need to be managed. Conflict can lead to fear, blame, and denial in both the person making the complaint and the sponsor site. Additionally, there could be a physiological response to the conflict, such as a change in blood pressure, body language, etc. Conflict resolution can be positive, however. It heightens our awareness of other people's perceptions, attitudes, and beliefs. Conflict can also help us constructively analyze our own behavior and beliefs. There are four key components that must be addressed in conflict resolution. First, you must manage and control your own emotional response. Although you may have visceral and strong emotional feelings regarding the conflict, in order to find a resolution, you must manage your emotional response. Second, you must find a way to seek an understanding between yourself and the other parties in the conflict. Next, you need to identify what each party in the conflict needs, including your own needs, and find common interests and points of agreement between all parties. Fourth, search for a resolution to the conflict that may benefit both sides. Constructive conflict resolution involves defining the problem, issue, or complaint, identifying the activity causing conflict and assess the details of the information provided, recognizing, respecting, and responding to the feelings of those involved in the conflict, and identifying points of similarity and differences within the conflict. For more information, visit the USDA's Civil Rights webpage. This concludes the Civil Rights Training presentation. Thank you.